Just before I take it out, just to check this out, like even the cardboard inserts, everything on this thing is complete. So you can tell, I think that white box has the receiver battery. It's insane. Never been started, never been used. Just been sitting like this for 14 years. How crazy is that? Thank you so much for watching. Today we're taking a look at something really unique. This for me is like entering a time machine and going back 14 years all the way to 2006. Now 2006, what happened in 2006? Nintendo came out with the Wii, President Bush was still in office, Gwen Stefani was still topping the hit charts, Malcolm in the Middle had a nice dad who wasn't running meth labs yet. And HPI came out with the HPI Baja, which is the one that you see in front of me over here. This one, oh my god, I'm almost drooling. This one is truly unique. I remember walking into a hobby store back in 2006 and finding my love for RC rekindled upon seeing this behemoth of an RC. This is a buggy, this is 5th scale, this got released by HPI back in 2006 and it took the world by storm. For me, it kind of made me promise to myself that I would buy an HPI Firestorm, run it for a year. If I would still run it after a year, I would allow myself to buy one of these. I actually ended up buying the SS, which has nothing to do with World War II in my case. The SS stands for a Super Sport. HPI back in the day when they released a ready to run, they would after a while also release the Super Sport version, which was a kit. So that was for me actually the first kit that I assembled. A super amount of fun. HPI did this with the Savage, they did this with all of their versions that they had available at the time, and they also did it with this HPI Baja. Now, why is this one unique? This is such a story attached to it. I got all of the boxes here as well. I saw this thing pop up a couple of weeks ago on Finn, which is the Norwegian version of a Craigslist. It's basically Craigslist without any of the STDs and or potential drug deals or other dodgy stuff that you would find on Craigslist. So it is Craigslist 2.0, and I'm always looking for cool stuff. I saw this HPI Baja come by. It was listed in my hometown and I could not believe what I saw because it is in pristine condition. It has never been run. It comes with all of the stock stuff attached to it, and it came in box new. The only thing is that the seals are popped, and that's it. It also came at a pretty hefty price tag. So I was kind of playing with the idea, looking around over here, thinking that I really do not need another RC that I'm not gonna run, because this one, it would be a shame to run it, seeing that it is completely preserved over the past 14 years. So I kind of put the idea of owning this to the background, to the back of my head, making for myself the decision that I would not go buy it. I already have two. You will see close-ups of those. I have a buggy, and I have, which is a V2 ready to run, and I have then my Super Sport, which I converted into a Volkswagen Beetle. I really want to own one of these V1s, but for me, it just didn't make any sense. Then I got a text message from one of my friends from the other end of Norway, and he said, "Could you check something out for me?" And I was like, well, yeah, what is it? He's like, "I've seen something on Finn." And I immediately knew what he was talking about. So I said, "You have seen an HPI Baja V1. He said exactly, could you verify for me that everything is complete, and that it is indeed brand new in box. Box has been opened, so the seals have been popped, but just to see that it's complete and that it's genuine, and then potentially pick it up for me and then ship it over to me. So we're now in the stage between me picking it up and me actually shipping it out, and that's also for me, I think, the coolest part, because if I would have purchased this, I would have just wanted to show it to you before putting it back in the box, sealing it up and tucking it away in a safe place for the years to come. For me, this is like RC Antiques Roadshow. This is like discovering a Rembrandt, Van Gogh, or something else that is like crazy meaningful and crazy valuable. Seeing that it is in this condition is truly unique. So a transaction took place, really cool people. It went very smooth. Picked it up, and right now I have it over here. Just to give you an idea of how unique it actually is, it still has the plastic film that you find around the buggy. So that seal had already been popped. So for that reason as well, I felt that I was at liberty to take it off just to show to you this unique 5th scale buggy. You will see when you look underneath, there isn't a single scratch on it. I will walk you through some of the features a tiny bit later. If you look at the radio as well, nobody in 14 years has bothered to peel the protective film of this radio. If you wonder why it actually has an antenna, I'm not going to pull it. This is still a 27 megahertz radio, so it comes with crystals. This is not 2.4 gigahertz, interference free, and all that. It also has this bag of parts and fluids and everything that you need to get this thing up and running. It also contains the rear spoiler in this bag. Now, just to give you an idea of the amount of restraint that the person who owned this previously must have had, this bag hasn't been opened either. So usually you have a huge spoiler sitting over here just to complete the look of this buggy, and it still sits in this bag, which is amazing. Manual as well. This bag is still sealed. Nobody has bothered to open this up and have a look at what is actually inside. Now, the HPI Baja, it's designed by a guy from Japan, a former designer at Kyasho, who also, from the top of my head, is responsible for the Optima, for the Scorpion, and then afterwards also for this HPI Baja. The guy is called Akira, and then most likely I'm going to butcher his last name, so I'm not even going to go there. There were a couple of companies back in the day already dipping their toe into large scale with some successful and some less successful attempts. But HPI was the very first company that truly nailed it and made a buggy, made a 5th scale that was available for the masses, and that got such an enormous following, also in aftermarket support, that it truly became sort of like a cult vehicle. We were all about modifying these, coming up with different solutions to make them more durable, to make them more attractive visually. And some of the special built ones, at some point they went for like between $12,000, $14,000, $15,000, just to give you an idea of the insanity that was going on. So you could customize absolutely everything about these, everything from shock caps, reservoirs, shock bodies, springs, dog bones, dog bone boots, wheels, tires, clutches, engines, top plates, front top plates. Absolutely everything could be customized. The one that you see in front of me over here, this is the V1, so this is the original version. This is completely unmodified. Everything is stock. You can tell that the tag is still around the gas tank. This has not seen a drop of fuel. The stock one came with a 23cc engine. This is well, naturally aspirated, of course, so there's a huge air filter sitting in front of it. The mixture that you need to put into this is a 25:1, so 25 parts of regular gas and 1 part of oil. You need to mix that carefully. This is a stock exhaust. You could get an abundance of different exhaust pipes as well for this vehicle. It is rear-wheel drive, so it is a true handful. This is really a driver's car. If you want to learn how to drive an RC properly, there is, I think, no better way to actually do it than getting a 5th scale, but there's also no better way to do it than getting something that is rear-wheel drive, just to give you a good idea of what it takes to handle a vehicle. This is a pretty fast vehicle, even in its 23cc version. Has a centrifugal clutch, so the clutch actually expands upon applying the throttle. From there it goes to a steel pinion, and from there it goes to a plastic spur gear. The plastic spur gear actually has a couple of I'm not sure if they're rubber or some sort of like plastic bushing inside of it, just to transfer the power to a lay shaft and then into the transmission in a bit more of a fluent fashion, which is actually pretty comparable to Cush drive. I'm not sure if you've seen my Losi LMT unboxing. If not, I will make sure that I'll link it over here. The Losi LMT also features Cush drive, and that's actually something that HPI has been applying since 2006 with this HPI Baja. Fun fact perhaps is that some of the people that are involved with the Losi LMT, you can actually trace that back all the way to the HPI Baja days. So seeing this type of engineering actually make it into some of the modern day vehicles is I think really interesting, but also not surprising. Now that gearbox goes to 2 dog bones, going to these huge wheels and tires as well. You could get a ton of different wheels and tires for these vehicles and make them look like your own, make them really unique. The forums as well, back in the day, everything was exploding. There were like 10,000 forum members. People would be on there daily. I have a lot of friends still from back in those days and from the forums that I still talk to this day. So for me, this buggy really bears some true significance. Seeing that right now a friend of mine owns this one and I'm about to ship it off, for me is really cool, and I just wanted to take you on this little trip down memory lane to have a closer look at this truly unique HPI Baja 5B, get that tiny bit of a feel of what it is about, and hopefully share some of my enthusiasm that I have for this segment of RCing. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comments box, because I know a lot about these HPI Bajas. Perhaps you want to see some of the vehicles that I have, some of the HPI Bajas that I have in my collection a bit closer, then we will get that done. I will be shipping this one off. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new over here and you have not subscribed yet, it's free, so just hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notifications the minute I release a new video. I want to thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. I will see you around, and I will catch you in the next video. Goodbye.
Back on.